I'm William Kumwembe with Business Time on Times Television. It is a magazine program where we bring you major business and economic news stories making headlines. And in the program today, IMF approves $15.4 million disbursement for Malawi under ECF. And we seek reactions on the 6% fuel price hike. We have these and other stories.
Now you can access the Daily Times, Malawi News and the Sunday Times newspapers anytime, anywhere, by the click of a mouse or a swipe on your smartphone. With eTimes, right on your mobile gadget. Flip through the pages with a swipe or a click. Navigate through all pages and see clear pictures and designs. Access a database of previous papers of the Daily Times, Malawi News and the Sunday Times. Easy. Subscribe now to eTimes. Go to www.times.mw/e-edition. Sign up and log in. Enter your password and enjoy the newspaper. It's about time.
Hello and welcome. And in our main story, Malawi on Thursday passed the International Monetary Fund IMF test as the fund's executive board approved disbursement of $15.4 million under the Extended Credit Facility ECF program. The approved amount is part of the $108.2 million to be disbursed over a 3-year period. We have the detail in this report.
The 3-year arrangement was approved in April 2018 to support the country's economic and financial reforms. The IMF Executive Board also approved a request for waivers for the non-observance for the quantitative performances on the primary fiscal balance and on new non-concessional external debt. It also approved a request for modification of the end December 2018 performance criteria on reserve money, net international reserves of the central bank, and the primary fiscal balance. Following the Executive Board meeting, IMF Deputy Managing Director and Acting Chair Tao Zhang said Malawi's program performance has been satisfactory. However, Zhang said the fiscal position deteriorated due to larger than expected maize purchases for food security after poor harvests in some parts of the country, as well as increased spending to ensure safe elections and payments of past arrears. The fund said advancing structural reforms and improving governance and transparency will be critical to attaining strengthened economic outcomes. Commentators feel the government should still consider addressing its appetite for borrowing. Reacting during the opening of the 2018 Economics Association of Malawi Annual Lake Conference, RBM Governor Dalisu Kabambe said the IMF board's nod signifies confidence.
It is good news for the country because, as you recall, in April of this year, the Malawi government went into negotiations with the IMF, the National Monetary Fund, and agreed on a 3-year program called Extended Credit Facility Program. And in that program, we agreed for assessments, 2 assessments per year. That's in 2018, a test date of end June and end December. So what has happened is that we had an IMF mission in the country, which came around end September and early October, and assessed our macroeconomic conditions in this country, our financial system architecture and setup, and they have endorsed that we are running a very, very good macroeconomic program. And on that basis, that's why they have approved that the first review of the program has succeeded very well. It's on track, and that it's performing very well, very, very well. And in some of the specific benchmarks, we have done even exceedingly well. For instance, they are saying that in terms of the Arab Reserve Bank holdings, we have reduced them much more compared to the benchmark which was set. But also that our international reserves were much, much larger and higher than the set benchmark.
The ECF supported program is aimed to entrenching macroeconomic stability and to foster higher, more inclusive and resilient growth.
The country's top economists started meeting in Mangochi on Thursday to dissect the economy and propose suitable solutions that could fast-track the healing process of the Malawi's ailing economy. The 2018 Economics Association of Malawi ECAMA conference comes at a time economic growth has remained subdued, projected at around 3.4% this year. It also comes at a time inflation, which has been in the single-digit band in the past 12 months, is threatening to run away, recorded at 9.7% in October, triggered by rising food and non-food prices. Daonga Sabola has the detail in this report.
Economics Association of Malawi Board of Trustees Chairperson Dalitso Kabambe said economists need to take advantage of various opportunities in Malawi to grow the economy.
Since March this year, that we are seeing clouds in the horizon. One, we are saying that we're looking at the global market prices, they have almost doubled from around $40 to a barrel last year to around $80 to a barrel this year. But also I did highlight that looking at the investments which have been done in the energy sector, in particular the introduction of the diesel run generators, that these are consuming more fuel, but at the same time that this fuel is being bought at higher prices, that we did indicate that it will have an impact on the tariffs for electricity in the country. But we also highlighted that last year, in terms of our maize prices, they had very sharply contracted, and that they are correcting themselves this year. So we had seen these three major clouds or risks, as it were, and based on those risks, we decided to maintain the policy rate at 16% the first MPC, decided to maintain at 16% the second MPC, decided to maintain at the same 16% at the third MPC. The reason we are saying we wanted to preempt the impacts of the various adjustments that are going to happen in the course of the year. And indeed we have been proven right, because with those decisions, we maintained a very, very tight monetary policy and a very, very good liquidity conditions in the economy. As a result, our inflation remains still in single digit.
Minister of Agriculture Joseph Mwanamveka said government takes contributions from professional bodies seriously.
In fact, I don't think that is correct, that whatever is discussed, even at a forum like this one, is not implemented. I would want to give an example, the issue of the productivity. As you are aware that we have launched the issue of the National Agriculture Policy, we have also launched the National Agriculture Investment Plan. If you talk about energy, the issue that we discussed last year, the government, as we speak now, we are looking at other options so that we increase capacity with regard to energy. And also government, on the issue of finance, you are aware that the government is also starting another bank, Agriculture Cooperative Bank. So we listen to what the private sector says, we listen to what the economists say. So it's not true that the government doesn't listen. All our policies that we introduce, they are based on the comments we get from various bodies, including ECAM.
UNDP resident representative Maria Jose Torres urged economists to craft ways which could help in reducing economic inequalities in the country.
So, first of all, we would like to appeal to economists to look into the root causes of the economic manifestations of today, particularly because we need to start looking into how we make Malawi grow enough so it can leave the train of the least developed countries to start taking the plane of the middle-income countries. And for that, there is no way to do it that is not looking into alternative development issues like economic transformation. Obviously, agro-processing is very important, but we might have to be looking also in the urbanization technologies, how we provide the adequate training to those who are normally left behind and access to credit. I was referring to women, to young people that may be unemployed right now, but they deserve to have an opportunity. But I think what I also tried to convey is that the two big challenges of Malawi, population growth and climate change, if we do it in a way that is looking at opportunities and risks, we can turn it into actually an opportunity. You can take the big population pyramid of Malawi of young people. 70% of the people in Malawi is below 35 years old.
ECAMA President Chikuka Lilombe said the meeting is crucial for the development of the economics profession in the country.
To discuss issues pertinent to the economy at that time, but also for the future. So it is important every year through. That's why we choose a theme different from every year, which touches on what is happening in the environment in the economic environment around us.
And this year, what's the theme?
The theme is current and emerging challenges towards achieving sustainable growth of the economy. Well, it stems from last year. Last year we said, let's relook the pillars of our economy, which areas we should concentrate on. Maybe we are not growing because we are looking into different areas that will not help us at all. So we did that last year, identified the pillars, and now, as we recommended, we now see that even with those pillars recommended, there are challenges that are emerging.
Reporting for Times in Mangoji, I'm Tawanga Sabola.
Now, Malawians had a rude awakening Thursday morning following the 6% fuel pump price hike announcement by the Malawi Energy Regulatory Authority, MERA. This is the second time in a row within 2 months. Petrol would now be selling at 990 kwacha 30 tambala per litre from 932 kwacha 50 tambala. Diesel would be selling at 990 kwacha 40 tambala per litre from 935 kwacha 60 tambala, while paraffin would be selling at 785 kwacha from 755 kwacha 30 tambala per litre. But how have Malawians welcomed the news? Our journalist Jamison Chauluka went around Blantyre City seeking reactions on the move.
For us, we mean bus drivers, it's very painful for us because the price we are taking these passengers even in the highway, it's just it's just a fair price. The main price for the minibus is 300, but the customers they beg us 200. So with this increase of fuel prices, the price maybe is going to be at 350. It's also be the painful for the passengers.
Very few passengers are boarding our minibuses daily. But you know, we just have to accept it. It's not only in Malawi, all over the world, people are crying. Fuel prices are going up every day. I don't think we'll raise our prices because honestly, our passengers are also not doing very fine economically. You see, the actual price for the highway is 300 kwacha, but they are always bargaining that maybe we take them at 200 kwacha. So there's no way we are going to raise the prices, otherwise it is us who are going to suffer. Things are not okay in our country. Everything is going up daily. But you see, maybe we just have to accept that this is how things are going to be in this country.
Remember, this is Business Time with me, William Kumwembe, on Times Television. This is a magazine program where we bring you major business and economic news stories making headlines. We'll be right back.
Now you can access the Daily Times, Malawi News, and the Sunday Times newspapers anytime, anywhere, by the click of a mouse or a swipe on your smartphone. With eTimes, right on your mobile gadget. Flip through the pages with a swipe or a click. Navigate through all pages and see clear pictures and designs. Access a database of previous papers of the Daily Times, Malawi News, and the Sunday Times. Easy. Subscribe now to eTimes. Go to www.times.mw/e-edition. Sign up and log in. Enter your password and enjoy the newspaper. It's about time.
Welcome back. Vally Logistics Limited came under fire for reportedly failure to deliver on promises it made to communities around the Nakara Railway Corridor. This was revealed at the progress meeting the firm organized with stakeholders to present the implementation of the Environmental Impact Assessment License, Environmental Management Plan, and Land Conservation Plans. Sharon Chira attended the meeting and now filed this report.
Vally Logistics Limited Community Relations Manager Pedro Muyendane said the meeting was very important as they've got different perspectives as to what the company needs to work on.
The importance of such workshops is just really to get different perspectives, communities' perspective, government perspective, and company's perspective. So the most important issue is just to get those inputs so that we could improve this operation. And in terms of safety, community safety is one of the biggest challenge of this operation. And As I stated, we have 4 strategic pillars related to community safety: safe people, safe infrastructures, governance, and emergency attendance. So in terms of infrastructures, as I stated, we mapped all critical points, and we obviously have a plan. We are building different types of infrastructures like flyovers, level crossings, fencing, and others. In terms of people, it's very important to sensitize people because, as also I stated, most of our accidents involve mentally ill, kids, and even if you build new infrastructures, for those who drink and sleep in the railway, probably don't will help. So the most important issue is just to have all of us involved in this operation in order to reduce the accidents. Please remember, our main goal is 0 accidents in this operation. So we have to minimize all accidents.
Community leaders also bemoaned not being involved in developmental work, which Mwendani vowed to improve on.
Well, obviously, I discussed with the government members and they gave us the Malawi structure, and then obviously we'll change and we'll involve more community leaders. That senior community leaders, that's what they told us. So I've been involving on letter base, so I have to go further and involve more senior. That's fine, they're right and they agree with that.
Machinga East Member of Parliament Esther Jailos Cholobala called on government and Vally Logistics Limited to seriously consider the people of the communities who are at risk.
It is a very big problem. Even apart from losing lives, a lot of women, they are failing to cross, to go to access like health care services. Even children, they are failing to go to school on time whenever their train has, they have this thing, they are saying they are controlling it from Nakala. So whenever the train has stopped somewhere, it becomes very difficult for maybe the people to access to cross the railway line. So it's a very big problem, up to the extent that in other areas we have women delivering just near the railway line, failing to go to access government public hospitals, and even children failing to access their education. So it might be seen as maybe something small today, but it will bring a lot of problems in the future. And also, in addition to that, they are saying that they are applying polymer to the core, but there is no any assurance that the communities along the railway line themselves, I foresee a lot of problems or diseases in future. Yeah, because now they can no longer be trusted because they keep on changing what they do. So it's very difficult even to follow them.
She also called on better quality polymer to be used in the core preparations, as the one used now exposes community members to a lot of pollution and thus diseases. Inkosi Kandulu from Mwanza reiterated Jolobala's sentiments and added that government did not completely look at the deal with Vally Logistics Limited.
Tikudandala kwambiri ndi Vally ngati munaona munati makokana nawo nkhani zake ndiziweza kuti ankalonjeza zotsekemera koma panopono zimene zikupezeka kwa anthu zipatsa zake zikhazo wawo kwambiri. Penanso ndimaona ngati kuti mwina voto so ndi boma kuti linavomereza linasayina mgwirizanoja koma linapanga uvaluku maeriya ena amene lero akuapsinja anthu ndifake mmamva maishu za vandalism kuti anthu akuononga chifukwa anthu ndiwawidwa mtima kunena kuti mmene njanji isadabwere timakhala muno bwino panopo bwera chituko cha njanji tikupsinjika chimenenso njanji yonso tikayiunikira bwino bwino sikuti munthu wakumudziona ena angana kuti ndikupindula ndi njanji nde mavuto ena amene akubwera ndi amenewo.
Reporting for Times News, I am Sharon Chirwa.
And as we proceed with the program, let us now have a look at how the Malawi kwacha is faring against major trading currencies on the foreign exchange market. Final year students from the Faculty of Commerce at the Polytechnic have asked authorities to put in place deliberate measures to ensure that as many graduates as possible embrace entrepreneurship. This was said in Blantyre during a symposium the students organized as one way of showcasing what they have learned over the past 4 years and interacting with potential employers and government authorities. The symposium was held under the theme Entrepreneurship, a Key to Sustainable Economic Development. We have the detail in this report.
The symposium was held under the theme Entrepreneurship, a Key to Sustainable Economic Development. A representative of Bachelor of Business Administration students, Alexander Tindwa, said much as fresh graduates would like to venture into entrepreneurship to help government in job creation, there are many bottlenecks that affect budding businesses in Malawi. Tindwa cited, among others, the prevailing high interest rates, unfair competition and punitive taxes as some of the challenges that are scaring the youth from taking the entrepreneurship route. He said it does not make any business sense for budding entrepreneurs to borrow capital at around 30% interest, describing it as too high. The Faculty of Commerce comprises of disciplines such as accountancy, business administration, banking and finance, internal auditing, marketing, as well as procurement and logistics management. Deputy Dean of Commerce Rabia Hanif said the students have been equipped with the necessary skills to adapt in both employment as well as entrepreneurship.
Students are really prepared. The academic curriculum is a comprehensive one. It tackles issues of entrepreneurship, and those are skills and capabilities have been imparted to our students to enable undertaking entrepreneurship. Reserve
Bank of Malawi Chief Examiner Paul Nyirenda, who was guest of honor at the symposium, urged the students to take advantage of the stability in the economy to start their own businesses.
Country, we really need to have a lot of entrepreneurs if we have to develop. And for these students, as they are coming to the industry, we want to encourage them that they have the potential to become entrepreneurs and employ other people when they come to the industry. And for a long time, because of the mindset, we don't have a lot of entrepreneurs as a country right now. And according to the Global Entrepreneurship Index, we rank at position number 130 out of 137 countries. While there are other countries like Zambia, they are at 196. They are at 96, position number 96. And as a country, I'm sure we can do very well. And for one to become a successful entrepreneur, it all starts with the mindset. And therefore, I want to motivate them that it's the right path. Let them start thinking about being entrepreneurs, and this will help to improve the economy of this nation. It is. In the first place, in terms of products, they will be produced locally, including services. That's one thing. And if we have got locally made products and services, some of them we can even export to outside countries. And in terms of forex, it means it will be a forex earner for this nation. And in addition to that, we would also create employment. If a lot of people are employed, that means a lot of people will have a source of income. And in so doing, it means we are also developing this nation. So it's really important to have lots of entrepreneurship from within the country.
Reporting from Blantyre, this is Tawonga Sabola.
Well, with that story, we've also come to the end of today's edition of the program Business Time here on Times Television. It is a magazine program where we bring you major business and economic news stories making headlines. On behalf of the entire production team, my name is William Kumwembe. But always remember, if it doesn't make money, it doesn't make sense. Bye for now.
Now you can access the Daily Times, Malawi News, and the Sunday Times newspapers anytime, anywhere, by the click of a mouse or a swipe on your smartphone. With eTimes, right on your mobile gadget. Flip through the pages with a swipe or a click. Navigate through all pages and see clear pictures and designs. Access a database of previous papers of the Daily Times, Malawi News, and the Sunday Times. Easy. Subscribe now to eTimes. Go to www.times.mw/e-edition. Sign up and log in. enter your password, and enjoy the newspaper. It's about